welcome again to In the Zone. Together with me is Coach Victor, Coach John, and Coach PK. Hello, guys. How are you?
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
Hi, everyone.
And today, guys, we're gonna talk about Golden State Warriors. What happened to them last year? All right. I think last year they will be like second to the last in the Eastern Conference. Okay. So how about next year? Okay, what do you think will happen to Golden State, where only Wiggins, okay, is the star that been added to them? All right, anyone, guys, can start.
All right, guys. I think Golden State Warriors definitely they were the champions for a couple of years before all the injuries started happening and before KD decided to leave the team. So I think when Klay and Steph come back to the team, it will definitely be a changed team. In fact, when Steph came back, it brought back a lot of excitement to the team. But they have already tanked the season, so I don't think it will happen again unless injuries occur. I think they have a good roster to compete in the next season, but they will have to beat the Lakers, of course.
Do you think Wiggins is enough for them to compete in the finals with GK?
Personally, I don't think he's really reached his full potential as a player, but it really depends on how he manages to learn from those with the championship experience, like Draymond Green, Steph, and Klay. So if he manages to pick up some tips from them, and well, if he manages to become a LeBron stopper, maybe he can help the team in a bigger way. Yeah.
We don't know. Jordan also only become a star after 5 years. Become a champion. Okay, Wiggins first pick, right? If I'm not wrong, Wiggins is a first pick. Wow. Yeah, he's a really good material, and we're looking forward for it. Coach Victor, what can you say about it? Golden State.
As you mentioned, right, after tanking last season, I think Golden State Warriors should be back among the elite in the West, even in the whole NBA. Before Kevin Durant joined them, the Splash Brothers, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, were enough to create so much panic among all the teams when they won their first championship. So I think after Kevin Durant joined them, everyone's looking at how powerful as a team. But originally there were only two stars, the Splash Brothers plus a bit of Draymond Green. So last season Draymond Green was not motivated, of course, because he was ridiculed and quite laughed at all over the NBA for averaging a triple single. That was the joke going around. So, any passes that he passed to, when you don't have good shooters, you can pass to anyone who is open. He can make the shot, you will get an assist. Plus, he himself is not a great scorer, but he's a good team player. The glue that you call, in teams where you do everything, a bit of everything to make the team gel. So I see coming back, trying to prove. So you have three players actually coming back, really trying to prove that they are still among the elite. So this motivation should carry them quite a bit, but the regular season is long. So any fire, any motivation might be lasting for a while. And they are paying a lot of money to keep the team together. Actually, I read a piece of news recently that LA Lakers is not paying over the luxury tax, meaning they are controlling their spending. So there are a lot of teams that are way over the luxury tax line. So they are overpaying for good players, but not using them well. So if you look at this Golden State Warriors model, they are trying to get 3 or 4 stars to be in the team. So they are still working on the big 3, big 4 kind of thing. But the Lakers already gone to the dynamic duo with supporting players all around. You see? So I think there's a change, a shift in the way teams are being composed. But Golden State Warriors, they have their own thinking. They want to do it in a certain way. They're willing to pay. The boss is willing to pay. Then go for it. whether you pay that sort of money, does it for sure, result in championship? Well, if you get a Kevin Durant, that is for sure. You get anyone else right now, I mean, on paper, you might look like a superstar, but it doesn't guarantee you anything.
Giannis, coach, if Giannis go to the Golden State,
No,
Yep.
I think it will work because he doesn't shoot well. So he's just, I mean, he's a good player. Good players, I mean, if you lump good players together, they don't fit well together, it doesn't mean that they will be championship teams. You see? So their weakness will be exposed by the opposing team. That's how I feel. Kevin Durant is different because he can shoot, he's tall, he can rebound, he can do everything. Giannis' weakness is shooting. So wherever he goes, he will carry this big weakness which teams will exploit. Make him shoot. Don't let Curry shoot. Don't let Klay shoot. Giannis, I let you be open for 10 times, see what you can do. The game plan is the same, you see, unless he changes his weakness.
yeah, Giannis should go to shot zone, go to UAC, and then train 1-to-1 with us, and then he can be like great shooter. Giannis, come to Singapore. We invite you.
He has to have a 2 months training with Coach John and Dr. Dish.
1 month with Coach John is lecture. 1 month is training.
Interesting thought, guys. I obviously agree with PK and Victor regarding Golden State season. Unfortunately, all those injuries don't help a team when it's your championship players that are actually the ones injured. That they've proven prior to those injuries a couple of years ago that they are a championship team with the players they have, as PK pointed out. A couple of years back. They gel well together. They play well together. Interesting comment there from Victor regarding Giannis, though. He can't shoot, but when you've got a player like Steph Curry and then Klay Thompson on top of that, in your team, maybe you don't need another shooter. Maybe you just need that guy like Giannis to be there, picking up the crumbs occasionally and just putting them back in the hole, right? Whilst I doubt that he'll be going to Golden State, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It wouldn't necessarily mean that you have to pick up another shooter, and they've got depth. They're young players, they're less experienced players, had to carry the team in the games that they had with all the injuries. That experience makes a big difference, I think, so we might get a pleasant surprise, with the new season with some of those younger or less played players actually stand out a little bit more as well, because they've gained valuable experience in some of those games that they would have played without the superstars. So I think there's an opportunity for the team to lift even beyond where they were before. It's quite possible, but again, it's a new season. We don't know yet what trades may still happen yet, regardless of which team it is. But I think going back to the question of the topic, there's no doubt they're going to get back up there.
I think Golden State is in a position to win because they still have their core 3 guys. They have Steve Kerr, the coach, who has championship experience, and then they have Steph and they have Klay. So Steph and Klay are basically the foundation of the team. So with this foundation still there and rested one full season, or rather like half a season, they will come back healthy. And I think if you have kept up with like the Steph's Instagram, you can see that he's pretty fit now. It looks even stronger than ever. Yeah.
Honestly, right. If they're gonna get for me, Javel, McGee, I think they're gonna go playoffs again. Yeah, I think
Javel is not gonna leave LA.
Golden State. Even though Durant was not there, all the star players not there, McGee actually is a great fit for them because McGee is just a very good role player as a center. Yeah, if I have the scout, I'm gonna offer McGee good numbers to take him again because Lakers don't even use him. You know, they have like 4 7-footer. I don't know if McGee would agree. Go back to Golden State and get one more ring. You know, it will be exciting in West. You know, Lakers versus Golden State. They're gonna wear 2 yellow, and then they won't recognize each other. So funny, right? 2 yellow jersey.
Interesting.
Okay.
It'd be a good matchup. Good matchup.
Yeah, good matchup. Yeah, I just have a favorite player there. Actually, the Iguodala. You know, he's my all-time favorite defender. Even when he was in the Sixers. And then after that, right, he went to Miami, and then they should consider McGee. For me, McGee. You know, even though they don't bring back Iguodala, just bring back McGee, and then they have a chance for me to go to playoffs. You know, no need Giannis. Yeah. Okay. So, guys, for me, we gauge ourselves. You know, 1 to 10. If Golden State was like 10 out of 10 when Durant was there, okay, the lineup, the deep bench, okay, what do you think is the gauge right now? What is the number that you can give to Golden State lineup this season? Start in December, right? Is it?
Yes.
Possibly.
72 games starting on December. For me, from 10 down to 7. Yeah, if Wiggins, right, Wiggins step up, maybe they can go 8 to 9.
I was going to go a bit about halfway there. I was about an 8.5, I think. I don't think they've lost much. You know, PK said it as well. Their core is Steph and Klay. There's no question. And they've still got that core. As long as they're fit and healthy, I don't think they've lost much. And, you know, they're going to gain
I think
something.
it'll be a very high scoring team, whatever it is. And if you ask me to rank top 3 in the West, I would say Golden State is second after the Lakers, ahead of the Clippers.
Wait, for me, do not forget they have the number 2 pick in the coming draft. So whether they use the pick and then maybe even use Andrew Wiggins as a combo to trade for a better star, or how they want to line up, okay, for the new season, they have a lot of options. Some teams they don't have options because they are just depending on who is available, and then they don't have much money. Like I said, they are paying a lot of money in the luxury tax. So Golden State Warriors have still a lot of space to maneuver. So it is quite interesting to note in the next few weeks what they are going to do with the number 2 pick, as well as do they keep intact the current players and then sign free agents, or make a big move. So I think the potential of this team is still there. And then you have 2 of the best shooters in the history of NBA. So that counts for nothing. So like what Coach John mentioned. So if you get Giannis and Draymond Green, 2 person who can't shoot into the outside the 3-point line, fine. Set the screen, leave the shooting to the 2 best shooters. He's absolutely right. Okay, and then the rest you just get the rebound and then reset again. And just leave the shooters shoot to shoot. Okay, the rebounders to rebound. So I agree with Coach PK as well. They should be among the top 3, close to the Clippers, around there. Lakers, again, it depends on LeBron. If LeBron suffers an injury, boom, that goes Lakers' chances.
But I heard Lakers will get LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball, I think the brother is better than Lonzo. Lonzo is a bit overhyped. Yeah, LaMelo is a real thing. He's 6'8", 6'9", and he's gonna be drafted this year. I don't know if he back out. Right. If Golden State will get him, but he do. I think he wants number 1 although.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
The fact that, as Victor said, the fact that Golden State have the number 2 pick, they may even consider, because of the luxury tax and everything, and because of their lineup already, they may even consider looking for a player that they want to develop over the next couple of years, not necessarily go for an absolute top draft choice. So it will be interesting because it is a very good point that Victor made. Having that number 2 pick, but also having to contest or consider the luxury tax and the players they have at the moment. They may use it as a way of potentially making another change with somebody and using the draft pick in exchange for something else. We just don't know yet.
I think the Golden State is one of the most expensive tickets in NBA, right? If I'm not wrong. They really have money.
They've been sold out for many seasons.
Yeah. So they have cash on hand. They can buy anybody. Coaching edition, and today we have JR with us. JR or Jun Rong. Okay, a little bit background of JR. JR is a 2-time MVP and men's division Singapore basketball. Am I right? Yeah, and NBL. If you're watching it, yeah, you have a 2-time MVP here. He's also one of the youngest coaches in SG basketball. All right, Coach JR, how are you?
Hello, hi. First to introduce myself, I'm Coach JR. All of them call me Coach JR, but my full name is Jun. They call me by my name is Jun Rong. So just make it easy for them to pronounce my name. And then next, I'm doing well now. It's after the circuit breaker. We are all back to coaching and we are all excited about it.
All right, so Coach JR, thank you so much for being here today. Okay, in our Coaches Edition, we're gonna know more about Coach JR. First of all, JR, okay, why did you become a coach?
Yeah, I decided to take my coaching license when I was in my national service. During that period of time, I actually stopped playing for quite some time because of the commitment with the army. And then I still love the game. So being a player, other than being a player, I wanted to be more because if we could get a job outside, we will almost be lost touch with whatever basketball is going to be happening around. So,
yes, very true.
So we are actually I went to take a coaching license and then be a coach full time, and so that I can be involved in the basketball scene again still.
Oh wow! After talking about players, you're gonna talk about players. Coach JR, can you elaborate with us from the start? Okay, when did you start playing? When? Where? Okay, because now he's playing in the highest league here in Singapore, which is NBL Division 1. But we're gonna track back his record. I don't know. Did you play in primary until I don't know? Yeah, you tell us.
I started playing since I was very young. Maybe like I was in primary 3. I think it was like 8 or 9. Then I played for my school when I was in Dongshan Primary, DSA to Dunman Secondary. And then next, I went to Temasek Poly for
Dunman and Temasek.
Yeah, Temasek Poly.
Poly, you play there?
Yeah, so I actually DSA throughout my whole education life. So all of them I went through by the direct school admission. Result wasn't very good, and then I need the direct admission to get me
DSA. Yes. Also, guys, speaking of DSA, we have so many kids that we help here in SG Basketball actually got DSA. If you want or you have a dream to get DSA, okay, you can contact us, okay, and then we can help you, okay, furnace, okay, improve your skills, to apply for a DSA, like what Coach JR is talking about. Wait, Coach JR, talking about playing basketball. Okay, I know you played in a high-level division. Okay, how did you manage to get the MVP? What did you do? You know, for those who are aspiring to become MVP, this is the best time for you to listen. Okay, Coach JR, the man himself is here. Okay, Coach JR, what did you do? Oh my God.
Okay, so I got my MVP during my B division times, so which was my secondary school days, which I was Sec 4 and I was Sec 5. So both years we won the national champion and we got the MVP. For the routine wise, it was tiring. It was a lot of sacrifice, it was a lot of commitment, nothing else. Like I remember for that 2 years we actually have to report to school every day, taking the weights, then shooting. So we set our own target to hit every day. So for me, that time I had to make 200 shots a day at the 3-point line, every different spots, and then also the free throws. And then that's outside of what our school training were. Every week I will actually try to clock like 10 km of run. Additional 10 km of run. So that extra effort that we put in, it pay off, and the time that we spent on the court was actually a lot. So during my school days was actually just school, home, court, school, home, court, school, home, court. So that was pretty much what I have gone through.
How many times a week do you train?
It was quite a lot. Okay. Other than school's training, that time I was with the national youth, and then I was with club training. So basically every day I have 1 week. I think I would have easily have like 10 over training. So on average, every day I must go probably like 2 trainings. Every week I would go 2 trainings.
How old are you back then?
16. I was 16. And then other than the training that was tiring, it was the travel time that we have to travel. So we had traveled very far from one place to another every day, every night.
All right. Okay, guys. Guys, you have a nugget, okay, of wisdom right now with Coach JR. Only one word, okay, I can say he is very committed in training. Okay, for those who want to become MVP, you need to be committed in your training. As Coach JR said, he trained 10 times a week. And how many he clocked? Okay, how many hours is that? It's over at least 20 to 40 hours? Yes, easily, right? Oh my God. So guys, okay, if you want to be MVP, you need to do that. Right. Wow, thank you so much, Coach JR, for that golden nuggets that you shared, especially to the players. Okay, Coach JR, as a coach, okay, how did you manage to become a coach, you know? And then you did well. Can you tell us maybe some of your achievements in coaching?
Okay, so I actually coached the under 18. I coached the Milo Cup, and then last year, the last Milo Cup, we actually won. We got into the top 8. Pretty much satisfied with what the result was. And then during the CBL division, they actually got champion. So I'm also happy about it. Like whatever they have achieved. Same thing I told the kids, like it's a lot about sacrificing and a lot about understanding one another. So when I take them, I usually have the mindset of because they are 18, so I usually have the mindset of setting guidelines with them and have a mutual understanding. So at a certain point of time, they might make decisions that might not be very right. They might run the set play differently from what we train. But I will try to understand them on my side, and they will also try to understand on my side. So being a coach, one thing I think is very important is the communication players and coaches need to have, and what we need to actually understand. Like the whole system. Coaches is like we build out the whole system, the players follow, but doesn't mean that everyone will follow it. But doesn't mean all the time we have to follow it. Here and there they change the system a little bit. I'm perfectly fine with it, and I think that's what makes them better, and that's what makes them a good player.
Wow! All right, guys, as you can see, as young as Coach JR, okay, we managed to get a lot of achievement as a player, as a coach, and then that's the thing that I'm talking about in SG basketball. Even though our coaches are young, I can very, I can say proudly, that we are very confident that we have a very best coach here in Singapore. All right, Coach JR, thank you so much for your time. One last golden nuggets that you can share to those who are aspiring coaches. or aspiring players, someday, especially for those 10, 11, 13 years old? What can you advise them?
I think one of the advice to give being a coach and being a player is always to stay motivated. That's the hardest part
Wow.
of playing and
Yes.
coaching. I mean, we might fall off the track a little bit and we come back again, fall off the track a little bit and come back again. You might feel tired, you might feel like today is not the day to work the extra effort. But one of the things is to keep yourself motivated all the time. And for me,
Yes.
I look online, like I look through online, just very simple things that I change and make it into my lifestyle is, for example, Instagram. I will follow a lot of basketball pages, so I will learn from the rest of the coaches all around the world. So that was one way that I pick up. Even day to day as I'm resting, I can just scroll and I saw like, new drill. I try it on my kids. So that was one of the ways that I did. On my free time, I would like to watch a lot of basketball, like listen to the commentators, like what they have said, what they have thought, stop the play, replay, timeout. You listen to what coaches draw on the board. Yeah, I think this is one of the things that I tried to help myself improve on when I have my free time.
Wow, guys, as you heard from Coach JR, never stop learning. All right, Coach JR, thank you so much once again for being here. Okay, we learned so much today, guys, and you need to keep notes, okay, and then you need to stay committed and do it yourself. Coach JR, thank you so much for having us today. Okay, guys, that's for In The Zone. See you next time. Bye-bye. Alright guys, thank you so much for today's topic. Okay, thank you so much, coaches. Okay, that's it guys. If you have any suggestion, okay, comment below. We need your suggestion. Thank you so much for tuning in The Zone. See you next time.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
See you next week.